So many thanks for joining us for our last segment. In the previous segment, we talked about depression. In this third and last segment, we are going to discuss about suicide, which is a very global problem. According to the World Health Organization, it reports that over 800,000 people die every year from suicide. That is about one person every 40 seconds. And it amounts to about 1.4% of deaths globally amount from suicide. And what is very saddening, it's the second leading cause of death of people between the age of 15 and 29. So it's a topic that we are going to really delve into and to come up with solutions on how to address it.
Suicide is becoming rampant globally, and it's affecting any individual. Suicide is taking one's life. It can be with a reason, or somebody with mental illness can take one's life with no specific reason. There are various methods of committing suicide, and as this has become rampant, it is something that needs to be dealt with in the community. It needs to be dealt with in in health facilities. It needs to be dealt with even in churches, because when it remains unattended, we are losing many people through suicide. Suicide is happening because there are many issues of daily living affecting every individual. And people have different thresholds or different capabilities of how to solve their issues in life. And you find that when somebody is overwhelmed on solving some issues, or when somebody is overwhelmed on how to solve a conflict, they resort to attempting suicide. And many a times they succeed, hence suicide. And it happens to any age. As you can see, according to the statistics you mentioned, it occurs mostly in our youth. And in the current situation of our youth is that they have resorted to drug abuse, and they can also commit suicide as an effect of this abuse of drugs. People can also commit suicide because of having depression or other mental illness in life. Hence, they are hopeless and they cannot see any importance of living again. People can commit suicide because of social issues. As you can see, most of the families today are having conflicts, and they can resort to committing suicide to avoid seeing the issues that they are going through in life. They can also resort to committing suicide because they see other people as a problem to themselves. So this is an issue that needs to be dealt with. From our children, we need to talk to the children on how to solve conflicts of daily living. We need to talk to our children on how to solve issues that come to them. We need to be realistic on how we are facing life. Our youths need to be realistic on how to face challenges of life. For example, unemployment, for example, things to do with relationship, because we find most of the suicide cases are things to do with the relationship among our youths. Parents need to talk to their children in reality and explain to them literally what is happening in life so that they can be able to face life as it is and avoid suicidal attempts and others succeeding in suicide.
So finally, somebody who has had a suicidal attempt or a family member who knows somebody who had been in such a situation, what approach do we take as healthcare service providers in these situations, and what can we do to prevent them from happening?
When a client is brought to a health facility, or when a client is known to be having an idea on attempting suicide, it is necessary to really take it seriously. Never assume she or he was just saying or was just mentioning it. Every idea of suicide should be taken keenly. And this client, if the client has attempted suicide, the first medical solutions are to be given. Then the first psychotherapy is to be given to this patient. You need also to assess the intentions and the reason why this client wants to commit suicide. You need to assess what the conditions surrounding this patient. You need also to ask the family members or the close associates of this patient, of this client, or what is going on in the life of this client, the pre-morbid personality, or what has been happening currently in the life of this patient, so that there is nothing that is taken for granted, and there is nothing that is taken and attended to. And as you talk to this client, you need to really give an idea of the value of life to this client, because most of them are suffering from depression, and as we know that these clients are hopeless in life and they don't see their lives as important. They need to know the value of their life, the value of their life as an individual, the value of their life to other people, and the value of their lives even to God himself. We need to bring in the spiritual issues as we can assess also the cultural issues of this patient. We talk to this patient as an individual, we talk to this patient also as a family, if it is a patient who is brought by a family. And for those patients who attempted suicide, they need to really give you a contract. You make a contract with this patient that this patient himself is committing himself that I will not do this again. And as an health worker, you take the responsibility of assisting this patient to see that he is not able to go back to that situation of committing again this suicide, because most of the patients who attempt suicide for once will once in life repeat again, and when they repeat they usually succeed. So you ensure that you talk to this patient, make a contract with this patient, and you will not make a contract and meet with this patient once. You need to meet with this patient severally so that you can see that he is now coping with life and he has no more problems with attempting to suicide again.
Thank you so much, our viewers, for joining us on this Medical Media Kenya Mental Edition. We appreciate your support thus far, and we hope that this information that has been brought to you will make an impact in your lives. Kindly subscribe to Paul Kiptis on YouTube and like the videos, give your comments as much as you can to make this show even better for the future. Many thanks and God bless you.